And we had a little bit of a delay with Marjorie Taylor Greene, so we cleaned most of that up. Let's bring back Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Congresswoman, you're in New York. You were in New York City for the taping of The View, obviously. We're about to elect a socialist mayor of the biggest financial district in the biggest financial city on the planet. What the hell are the New Yorkers thinking?
I have no idea. Well, honestly, Eric, look at the quality candidates that they have to vote for. They've got a socialist, Mamdani. They've got failed New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, that a lot of them are still mad at for the lockdowns and killing people's grandparents and parents in nursing homes. And he had all kinds of sexual harassment charges against him. And then there's a Republican candidate that the Republican Party hasn't largely gotten behind. And so, and then you've got all kinds of issues with their ballot. Like Mamdani's on there multiple times. The Republican candidate's on there multiple times. Forgive me, I cannot pronounce his name correctly. So,
Curtis Sliwa.
What is it?
Curtis Sliwa, but there's
Curtis Sliwa. That's it.
There's some thoughts that he should have dropped out. And look, if you're gaming this out as we do here, like Curtis early. Don't forget, Eric Adams was still in that race for a while. There was an opportunity for it to end up being Eric Adams, who's kind of becoming a little bit more friendly to Trump over the last year and a half as New York mayor. It could have come down to Mamdani and Adams probably would have gotten the conservative vote. Curtis, no one takes him that seriously. He wasn't going to get it, and no conservative worth their salt is going to vote for a Cuomo. Let's just be honest. I'm sorry. I'll let you continue.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree with you. As a Republican, that's what I said on The View today. If I was voting in that election, I couldn't vote for Andrew Cuomo. I just couldn't because of his stances on COVID and all of that.
Right.
And so if I were voting in the mayor's race today as a New Yorker, I would vote for the Republican candidate because I'm a Republican. But well, I think they're going to end up with Mamdani, and it'll definitely be something that the entire country watches. What policies he takes on, and how much money successful New Yorkers are going to have to pay for all these social programs that he's planning to create.
Yeah, it's awful. You told the ladies of The View, the Schumer shutdown, regarding the Schumer shutdown, you're not taking a paycheck. Let's take a look.
And getting paid.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Good for you.
Exactly.
I'm not taking a paycheck.
Exactly.
Good for you. Exactly.
I think you're one of the only ones.
Well, like the air
I don't know the
controllers.
list. I think that should be a public list.
Yeah.
I think that's fair because our paychecks are taxpayer funded.
Correct.
However, I voted to fund the federal government on September 18th. I want all federal employees to be paid. I want all the programs to be funded. And I think that is our job, all of us together, Republicans and Democrats in the House and the Senate. And I'll look, I'm with women, so I feel very comfortable saying this. I'm really tired of the pissing contest in Washington, D.C. between the men.
I don't know, MTG. I don't know. I'm thinking they like to have a semi-conservative voice on that show. If this congressional thing doesn't work out, you might be sitting in the far right seat on The View. They to the issue. The left wants to paint this as Trump's shutdown. It's clearly Schumer shutdown. Trump offered it. What's it going to take to end the shutdown?
Well, here's what I told the president months ago, Eric, that the Republicans in the Senate need to grow a spine and use the nuclear option, and we could pass his entire agenda through the House and the Senate if they would do that. And that's why I've been very happy to see the president come out in the past few days demanding that Thune and Republicans in the Senate use the nuclear option, override the filibuster, and get the government funded. But I think we need to go much further than that, Eric. We need to pass our entire agenda because the Democrats are going to do it when they get their turn. They already tried to do it in 2022 with the Voting Rights Act. And the only people that stopped them were two moderate Democrat senators, and that was Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. However, they're not there anymore. So if Democrats get back in control, they will blow through the filibuster and they will pass their agenda. So this is, again, when I say weak Republicans, this is what I'm talking about. We can pass the entire America First agenda if the Senate and the Republicans would get their act together and actually do it.
You want to send Trump an idea that will probably end the shutdown? I mean this. I mean this very sincerely. I think about these things. Sometimes I'm laying in bed thinking about these things. So I don't particularly love tariffs, as everyone knows, but they're bringing in a couple $100 billion so far. It's about the same as the federal payroll. It literally is almost the same as the federal. Why don't you send the tariff money and pay the essential employees and pay maybe even re-up the SNAP benefits and whatnot through the tariff raise, the money he's raising through tariffs? Can you imagine the upside and goodwill he would get, and Republicans, or he would get, for keeping the most needy people at least fed while the Democrats continued to stall the process? Send it to him. Take it if you want it. But what an idea. Thoughts?
I think it's a great common sense idea. I mean, that's something that would work, and I'm sure they're probably looking at that. But their Supreme Court case is this week, and we may see a ruling from the Supreme Court where they may not rule in the president's favor. So that's yet to be seen. So we're not sure what will happen with the money that's been collected on tariffs.
MTG. So those who say, oh, she's no longer MAGA or she's not conservative anymore. What's your response to them? Because the chat is they like to hate on everyone, but me inclusive. But what's your comment to them?
Absolutely nonsense. Don't believe the paid social media influencers that are being paid by a certain foreign country. And I think you guys know the one to tear me apart. I am 100% MAGA, America first, way before Ted Cruz ever was, way before Mark Levin, and way before a lot of the people serving in the administration. So don't believe the fake news, everybody.
There you go. Marjorie, always good to have you on, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, and really, really good that thank you for coming to the Bolling show right after your big The View debut, so to speak. Marjorie, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you, Eric.
All right, we'll see you soon. All right, folks, let's be blunt. Gold is up more than 40% this year, including today's move down. No problem. Not speculation, that's fact, that's reality. And if a portion of your savings isn't diversified into gold, well, you're missing the boat. Here are the facts. Inflation is still too high. The US dollar is still too weak and getting weaker. And the government debt is insurmountable, $37 trillion and counting. This is why central banks are flocking to gold. They're the ones driving prices up to record highs, but it's not too late to buy gold from Birch Gold Group and get in the door now. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. You don't have to pay a dime out of your pocket. Just text the word America to 989898 and claim your free info kit. No obligation, just useful information. The best indicator of the future is the past, and gold has historically been a safe haven forever, for hundreds of years. What else can I say? What else can we say? Gold has been amazing, amazing. Text the word America to 989898 right now to claim your free info kit on gold. That's America to 989898. Protect your future today with Birch Gold and silver. We'll be back 2.5 minutes.